Have you ever caught yourself asking, how do I trust God when nothing seems to be changing? Or how do I keep believing when everything I can see seems to tell me the opposite? How do I hold onto hope when my child is making choices I never imagined they would make? Because our brain loves certainty, it wants a plan, it wants a formula, it wants to know how. If you are an LDS mom carrying worry, heartbreak, or fear over your adult child's choices, you are in the right place. I'm Sherry Lee Karchner, and this channel is here to help you find peace, strengthen your faith, and remember that your story and your family's story is not over. This is episode 29. It's the last episode of our summer series, The Summer of Letting Go. In this episode, we are talking about letting go of the need to know how. When our child leaves the church, our brain immediately goes to work. Not because there's something wrong with us, it's because our brains love certainty, the how. It starts searching for answers to questions. How do I fix this? How do I help them come back? What do I need to do? What is the right thing to say? I want to keep my family together. I want to make this hurt less. We believe if we can just solve that puzzle, we'll finally be okay. This makes perfect sense. As moms, we are here to nurture, understand, and protect our children. That is one of our jobs as we raise them. And just because they reach adulthood does not mean that that job stops in our brain. We want to make things better, and we want to know how. But here's where I think we accidentally take on a job that was never ours to take on. God's greatest gift to us and our children is agency. Agency is a huge part of God's plan. Choosing what I'm going to do and choosing who I'm going to be. Then executing on those choices. Agency requires mistakes. How does it refine me, teach me, help me to become more like God? We are given ideal life experiences, ideal for us, and so are our children. God, our heavenly parents, they do not force hearts to change. They invite, they teach, they wait, and love. And if God himself honors agency, then maybe we can stop carrying the impossible burden of trying to control everyone else's choices. That does not mean he has forgotten you or your child. It doesn't mean he's absent. It means there is so much happening that we can't see. God's deliverance often begins quietly. Even before we realize it, God has already set in motion our deliverance. God meets us where we are. I don't know every way that he is reaching my child. I don't know the how. I don't know what the next 5 or 10 years will hold. But I can trust that God sees what I cannot. That is letting go of the how, which is hard to do. I am a mom. I want to know how. I want to know the next steps. That is part of who I am. When I am planning dinners, when I'm planning camping trips or family gatherings, I have a list of all the ways, the how of it all. But I cannot see as God sees. I cannot understand what he understands. Faith isn't trusting that I'll understand how everything works out. Faith is trusting God when I don't know how. Think of it like my 3-year-old grandson, whose favorite phrase right now is, I do it, I do it. He wants to do everything, even though he isn't skilled at all the things. He wants to do things like pour himself a drink. He doesn't know how to pour a drink. He does know the steps of pouring, but he doesn't know how to successfully get the milk or the juice or the water in the cup. He doesn't know how, but he's willing to trust that he will figure it out. And he doesn't worry when it doesn't work out. He knows somebody will clean up the mess, or he even likes to do the cleanup himself. He's not concerned with the how. He's just concerned with showing up and doing and learning and growing. In Scripture, we can see that God rarely gives the whole picture, if at all. He gives enough light for the next faithful step. Let's talk about a few examples. What about Nephi, who said, I will go and do? He would go and get the plates. I'm sure on their journey back to get those plates, there was some conversation. What are we going to do? Him and his brothers came up with solutions, and they executed on them. 3 times he went back, not knowing how. He had ideas, and God put the plan, the next right step, before him. Think about the brother of Jared, faced with the task of building ships. He didn't know how to build a ship. He created tools. He was given steps along the way. The Lord didn't hand him finished boats. The brother of Jared asked questions. God invited him to think, to build, to bring ideas to him. He knew after those ships were built that they were going to be dark. He brought that solution to God. Can you touch these rocks and make it light to help make our journey better? And then the Lord provided what only he could provide. And what about Moses? He stood at the Red Sea. He didn't know how he was going to get that many people across the sea as Pharaoh was coming with all of his men. God didn't answer the how. He simply said, move forward. I've noticed something in my own life. Every time I obsess about how, I stop asking better questions. Instead of asking, how is this going to work out? We can remember that God is pruning. He's digging. He's nurturing, and he's waiting. Waiting is working. It's that ability to hold onto righteous longing while no evidence yet of what is going to work or what is going to happen or what God is doing in his own way, in his own timeline. Your job is really important, but it's also really small comparatively to God's. God's job is to work on that overall plan, and you can trust him. Remember that our heavenly parents are really good at what they do. If today you're waiting to trust God until you understand how your story ends, you may be waiting for a very long time. But if you're willing to trust him with today's step, you'll find something surprising. Peace doesn't come after all your questions are answered. Peace can come as you walk with the one who already knows how. This week, every time you hear yourself asking, but how? Instead ask, what's one faithful step God is inviting me to take today? Maybe that's praying. It might be sending a loving text to your child without an agenda. Maybe it's opening your scriptures. Maybe it's simply deciding that today you'll trust God more than you'll trust your fear. You don't need to know the whole path. You only need enough light for the next step. Jesus said, "My peace I give unto you, not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your hearts be troubled." And when we're wanting to know how, our hearts are troubled. We're adding burdens and heartache that is not necessary. Enduring to the end is more than surviving a trial or a challenge. It's the daily effort of coming unto Christ and being perfected in Him over a lifetime. Whatever is going on with those you love is not a predictor of how it's going to end. I love this quote by Dr. Avram Shannon. He is going to wipe away every tear. He's going to come and make everything better. I 100% agree with that. I don't know how. And me letting go of the how has brought me so much peace and comfort. If you're a mom struggling with heartache, wanting to know how, carrying burdens that are not yours to carry, I want to invite you to schedule a free Find Connection and Peace call with me. We'll talk about what's heavy on your heart, and together you'll find some peace that you've been missing for a long time. So I encourage you to go to the link, schedule a free call with me. I would love to talk with you. I'm so glad you guys have been here with me for this series, The Summer of Letting Go. We have let go of comparison, of fear, letting go and loving anyways, and the need to know how. I hope you've enjoyed this journey with me, and I would love to talk with you. Go schedule a free call. You can find that link below. Thank you for spending time with me today. If this conversation touched your heart, subscribe, follow, and share this channel with another mom who may need hope too. You can also explore more videos here on faith, mindset, parenting adult children, emotional healing, and finding peace in hard seasons. Remember this, your child's story is still unfolding, and so is yours.